Hey guys, this is Sandra with Willow57. Thanks for joining me this morning. I am currently working in this journal, and so I'm going to give you a quick flip through where I'm at on this, and then what we're going to be doing today is making some ephemera for it. Some grungy, as always, ephemera. So this was made from a, I'm sure you can still see the smile here, an Amazon packaging envelope, a large one. I actually cut it in half to make this cover, but I like the feel of it. It's a good, solid, but still, it gives you lots of room to work with in your journal. So that's why I like this, the feeling of this one. And I will put a closure on it, and, I don't know that the cover's done yet, but this is where it's at right now. Okay, so here's what I've done so far. It's kind of a it is a rose themed, ladies rose themed journal. Grungy, of course. And again, none of this is finished yet. This is just where I'm at. I'm just kind of going through and making some ephemera and, filling in the pages. I may go back and add more to these pages, or I may not. We'll just see where it goes. This is watered down acrylics on book pages to make that page. In fact, these book pages are actually what inspired the whole thing. I had made these for another journal that I had done, and had some left over, and I just love the coloring of that. And I thought, man, that would be beautiful to make a journal with those colors. So that's kind of where I'm at. So anyway, that's as far as I've gotten pretty much. The rest of these pages don't have anything in them as of yet. So I need to make some big tags for this pocket and for this pocket, and then I'm going to need some more smaller ones as I do different things throughout the book. So that's where I'm at today, making some grungy ephemera. How I start with my ephemera is making a base for them. And then I will use index cards of various sizes. So here's a couple that I have done already that have not been put in the book yet. I also use, this is yearbook images. And as you can see, I'm just adding the rose theme to everything. And hearts and, all things beautiful. So this is a piece that I still have to use. And then I need to make some more because I'm going to run out of this. I only have a little bit left of this. So that's what we're going to be doing to start off with. So what you're going to need, if you want to follow along and do this with me, are some book pages. These have been tea-dyed, but you don't have to use tea-dyed book pages. I just kind of like that it gives me a good base and they're not stark white. So that it doesn't really matter because at the end of it, you're not even going to be able to tell if they were stark white or not. But I think it just gives me a good jumping off point. So you're going to need those. You're going to need some index cards, or, if you have thicker papers or, cardstock, whatever that you have that you can cut down will be fine as well. Or other book pages if you want to just, I've seen many people just take several book pages and glue them together to give them some girth. But I just find it easier to use these. And these, again, have been tea-dyed to some extent in various differences, okay, that I keep on stock. All right, so you're also going to need, what I'm using are some alcohol ink markers. But you can use permanent markers, same thing, or whatever you have. Or you can just use paint. Okay, acrylic paint. And I'm going to be mixing up some acrylic paint because I need some more of this color. So what this was, I didn't have that color right off. So I am using some burnt umber and imperial, I think is what this is, and chalk paint. But the only reason I picked it is because it's red. So, and then the burnt umber already has a kind of a red tint to it. So that kind of blends in with makes the good maroon color that I'm looking for. So, and it may not be the exact color that I had yesterday, but that does not matter to me because I don't care if they're all exactly matchy-matchy. I just want similar. So I mix this up to get my pretty color. See, it's a little redder than it was yesterday. But again, that's okay. I could come back in and add a little bit more of the burnt umber. Darken it up a little bit. I am not an expert paint mixer. My daughter, who is a artist in the sense of painting, she can mix up colors and get whatever exact color you want. She's amazing at it. Me, I'm a, hey, that looks good, let's go with that. And then also on this, I'm going to spray a little bit of water in it because I don't need it quite that thick. So I'm going to water it down. You don't have to. You can use it as thick as you want it. I just goes a little bit further and does the same thing for what I need it for. So like using a water paint. Okay. All right, so there's that. Excuse me. Get this out of the way. I'm gonna put this over here to the side because we're gonna be using it. And this over to the side. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is take me a book page. Get these out of the way. Get your napkin ready because it might get sloppy. I mean, it's a grungy, okay? So expect a mess. And since I'm doing rose theme, like this is how I make my roses. I just take and kind of do a circle. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. This is my paper, so I can do with it what I want. I'm going to pause you for a second because there's somebody knocking on my door. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. All right, so anyway, where I was just making little rosettes, if you will, all over the page. And then you dry those, but I'm going to go ahead and make another one because I'm going to need another one. Maybe even 2 more. And that's not where I'm done with that page. We'll add more to it, but for now. So you just come through and make your little rosettes however you want them. Like a so. Like a so. I did do one page where it was just all roses. You know, I'll do another one because I really like that one. We'll just go crazy and just make a whole bunch of roses all over this page. Sorry, I'm going to get me a sip of coffee. I hope everyone is well. We have been trying to sell a vehicle, so that's always fun. The process of that. It's a good little car. It just, the transmission's going out in it, so trying to find somebody who understands that the thing needs work. It's not, I'm not selling it at a rock bottom price for no reason. It's been fun. I don't want anybody to get gypped or, you know, drive away in a car they think is going to last them for a while and not realize it needs work. So anyway, that's where we're at. I think we have somebody who has a mechanical background that's looking into buying it, so they understand what needs to be done to the vehicle. So anyway, hopefully that works. So there's the roses. I'm going to pause you for a minute while I dry these, and then I'm going to do another one with more rosettes on it, but you don't need to watch me do that, and then we'll take it to the next step. So hold on just a second. Okay, so I'm back, and this is the 3 that I have done. Okay, so then the next step would be to take this, how I do it is take my black, either my alcohol inks or a Sharpie, which is alcohol ink, same thing. And then I just kind of make a, oh, this one looks like it's dried out. Let me throw that one away, get me a new one, hold on. Okay, let's try another one. You just kind of, you know, do a rose theme, I guess, a rose look, you know. I kind of look at the, if you look in the circle, you can kind of tell where it, the center, kind of where it would look like the center of a rose, and that's kind of where I start my, kind of go along with the pattern that's already there, I guess. Like that. And just kind of squiggly, kind of adds to the charm. So I hope everybody had a very blessed Valentine's Day, speaking of roses. My honey and I have decided to wait to celebrate for a couple of weeks. So we've got some stuff going on right now, but we will officially celebrate. And so this one's going to have a lot. But it's kind of fun, just doing this right here. Just kind of relaxing, you know. Sometimes I go to the right, sometimes I go to the left. You really want to get crazy if you want to do under the right and then turn around and go back the other way. All right, so I think you get the picture there, right? It's pretty easy. It just making me a page of roses. So I'm going to pause while I do this one real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the next step after you get your roses that I do is I'm using a brown number 5. It's kind of a greeny brown though. I just like this color for rose leaves, right? And again, this is not difficult. There's no right or wrong. You just kind of make a leaf shape here and there, like would come out of a rose, right? And I'm not trying to be like a professional artist here. I'm just trying to get the feel for what a rose leaf would look like. Because in the end, some of this stuff you won't even be able to see anyway. Just kind of background fodder. Like that. Do the same on all of them. Just around and around. Different sizes. Sometimes you put 1, sometimes you put 2. And then the page that has all the roses on it, you just kind of fill in some of the blank spots and with green. Like here, I would go like that. Again, there's no right or wrong way. Just kind of go with your gut where you think a rose leaf would look okay at. Like this. Yeah. All right. Then the next thing that I do is I take this green, it's just green, number 10 of Azure. I think that's how you say that, Azure. And these markers have a fine point and a flathead, but for this I'm going to use the fine point. I'm just kind of going in and filling in some of the details now of the leaf. And as you can tell, I'm not worrying about exactly following the leaf pattern that I did with the brown. It's just kind of, again, just a filler. Nothing perfectionist here. Sometimes I do, you know, this little, I don't know what they're called, leaf pattern on there, I guess. Sometimes I just put a line. Because in the end, it's not really going to matter. See how this is coming together, though? And then we have here, like that. You can do a little bit of a jagged edge on your leaves every once in a while like that. Because, you know, leaves are not all uniform and perfectionist. I'm just kind of creating the look. All right. And then last one. I hope I'm still in frame. Only time will tell, right? But, you know, after doing this 5 times, you guys get the point. It's not... Oh, I forgot a bunch. Again, as I always say, it's not rocket science. If I can do this, anybody can do this. You just gotta let go of your imperfections and do it, you know? It's just fun. All right, so there's that. So now we have our roses done. Aren't they pretty? So then the next step for me, I take my black, again, either this or a permanent marker, whichever, or your paint, whatever you want, and you just start making marks on it, okay? Whatever you want your marks to be, right? I'm going to do a heart right here, and some dots, some lines, going in different ways, maybe a pound sign or hashtag sign, whatever you want to call it. You just kind of fill in those blank spots with whatever you want. Okay? Just kind of fill the page out. Now this one you don't have to do that because it's just roses, so it's fine. And then this one, do the same thing. Again, there's no right or wrong way. You can do whatever you want on your paper. If you're doing a different theme, you know, can make it match your theme however you want to. Okay. You can do zeros, just O's and X's and hearts. And then what I like to do with my hearts, once I've done them, because they're empty on the inside, is take my paintbrush and just add a little bit of paint in there. Like that. And then I also sometimes like to come in and just add a little bit of color elsewhere. See, just kind of fills in the page. Because basically these are going to be like master boards, basically. You know, this whole page is not going to go in our journal. We're going to take pieces off of it, right? So I'm going to dry those and I'll be right back. Okay, so those are dry. And so the next step now is going to be adding some gesso onto it. Just kind of blend it all together and make it to where it's more of a background and not such a focal point with this dark, bright colors, right? And then I also use some distress ink on it to kind of blend it all together, okay? Let me show you how this works. This is not, again, you know my line. This is not rocket science. There's no right or wrong way to do this. You just take it and kind of, you know, spread a little bit of gesso over it. You can have it thicker in some spots, depending on how dark you want your background to be. Or if you like the really bright background, you can leave it the way it was. But I like to, you know, add focal points to mine. That's not going to compete with the background. So kind of dumb it down, as they would say, right? Like that. All right, so that's it. And then dry this, and then take your ink and with a brush and go all over it and make it all grungy looking, and that's it. That's your background. So I'm going to do this on all of mine, but you don't have to watch because that's boring, and I will be right back again. Okay, so here I am finishing up this last one with the grunge. Just kind of show you what that is going to look like. Again, this is the fun thing about grunge, is there's nothing, you know, I could do that would be wrong to this, right? I can add whatever I want. Could paint over the whole thing again if I wanted, whatever. Just, you know, it's fun. All right, so that's grunged. And so let me show you this, and this, and this is where we're at. All right, so now let's make them into the backgrounds for our ephemera. And this is where you're going to need your various sizes of, why can I never think of the names of these things? Index cards. Okay, these are index cards. Oh heavens! All right, so I know that these probably need to be trimmed down a little bit in order to fit in my pockets. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. And there's, you know, I'm not too worried about it. Just taking down some of that to where it'll fit in my pocket fine. Before I worry about putting the background on them. And then what I would do with this is take your trusty old glue stick and glue. You know, glue. Get those corners good, ladies. We don't want no peelies. Okay? And then you take your background paper that you just made, and you plop this beautiful sucker right down on top of it, like so, right? And you make sure it's stuck all the way down, because we don't like peelies. All right, and then you can take your scissors and cut this off, but I'm going to use this handy dandy ruler, because I kind of like that torn look better than the straight edge of a scissor. But that's me. You do you, boo. And then voila, this is where we're at, right? I mean, nothing complicated here. So let me go ahead and do this one as well. And I think on this one, I have some other paper that I'm putting in this journal that kind of goes along with the theme. So I think I'm going to do this background with this paper, okay? Just because I can. It's my world. You can do in your world. Whoa. You can waste your glue in your world while I waste it in mine. Just kidding. All right. Get the edges because we don't want peelies. Calm down. Calm down. Everything's okay. All right. Then we do the same thing. Just add this to the back. And stick it down. Okay. And then I didn't use my glue book, did I? Now I have glue all over this. It'll be all right. I think I can muddle through it. It's gonna survive because I'm a survivor. Okay. And then you have one card that looks like that. One card that looks like that. Okay. Those are my big ones. Good. On to the next. The medium size. I'm only going to do 2 of these, I think, not 3. Okay, for now. I may have to come back as I'm filling out my book and, you know, making stuff in the book that I may decide that I need more than 2, and that'll be okay. Only takes a minute, right? So, once I have that background fodder done, you know, several of those done, doesn't take long to make these, right? I think I'm going to do this one on this. And of course, you guys know that after I do this, I keep all my scraps because the scraps can be used elsewhere. You guys know that. I mean, I'm like talking to the choir here at this point, right? All junk journalers know the rules. Don't throw away scraps. I mean, I probably don't go as crazy as some of you girls do. I've seen some of you. I mean, you keep the littlest pieces. And you make beautiful stuff out of it. I won't argue with you, but, you know, I just ain't got the space or the time for that, so I don't. I don't save every little piece. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Then I have all these scraps sitting around and I feel guilty because I'm not using them right. So I just chunk them. And usually they end up in my burn pile, so they're not going to a landfill somewhere. Okay, glue. And let's use, I'm going to use one of this piece. Will that fit? No. All right, so this one. I knew that. Okay. Look at me. Look at what I'm doing. This has got to get out of the way. This has got to go upside down. I need to do this properly. This is why I haven't done tutorial videos. You guys don't want to learn from me. There's others who do it so much better, I promise. And rippy. And rippy. And then, so now I have this one. Now I have 4. Okay. Now I need my little ones. The itty bitty baby ones. Okay. Hope I'm still in frame here. God only knows. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. Boop-a-doo, be-doop-be-doo. Be-doop-be-doo. Is that going to fit? I think it is. I think it is. I think it's going to fit. And yes, it shall fit. Why shan't it? And you press it down. And you cut it off like so. And you put it over there, and then you start again. Last one. I know it's riveting, isn't it? Watching me put paper on paper with glue. Okay, I promise. Last one. I promise. Well, last one for the video anyway. Will I make more? Time is yet to tell me. Okay. Da 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 da. I think I did that, did I? Because I see corners coming up. No. All right, so Glue on, glue lid on. Okay, so now we have these. And these are not very fun, are they? You know what? I think I'm going to do this one separately because I'm going to put another, I think I'm going to put a layer of just over this as well before I put my focal points on there, because I have some words that I'm putting on these that need their clear background and they would not show up on that. So I'm going to wait on that one. I'm just going to show you guys how I do one each of these. How does that sound? All right, so again, what I am using are images from yearbooks, okay? And if you have like the Tim Holtz paper dolls, you can use those, or whatever you choose to use. But I like these. I think they're fun, and not everybody in the world has them. So I'm not using the same people you're using, and that makes me happy. Okay, you do what makes you happy. I think I need a little bit of a bigger one. Oh yeah, I like her. How about her right there? Okay, so these are going to be my girls on mine. And what I do for them is I take and cut these out. And I'm going to pause this while I do this. I just, fussy cut around the girls, and I'll be right back. Okay. I fussy cut the girls out. And now what I'm going to do is just glue them down. Turn that over, not the book over. Okay. So glue, 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 glue. Glue this down. I'm going to do this one all at once, and then I'll do the others, okay? Okay, so what I'm also using are, I have printed off some quotes that I like, and I've printed them off on clear sticker paper, which I like them okay. I almost wished I'd have used a background for them, because they're kind of hard to show up on this, but it is what it is at this time, okay? So I have tons of these printed out, different quotes that I like, that I've found throughout the years. And that's what I'm using with my girls, see? So I'm going to go ahead and put this up here. But as you're going to tell, this is, you could put this on a different background so that it shows up better if you choose to, but I'm okay with it being like this. I kind of highlight it in a minute. You'll see to where it's still noticeable. And then, of course, I need to grunge her up because she's way too black and white, right? So take this and just kind of go over her. She's got to feel the grunge, She's got to feel like she's part of this background and has been there for centuries. Okay? Whatever comes from the heart carries the heat and the color of its birthplace. Oliver Wendell Holmes, Sr. So yeah. Then I'm going to, of course, do some corner rounding on this. It just gives it a finished look for me. And I think what I'm going to do with these longer ones, because they're kind of like a large bookmark because of the shape of them. I think I'm going to put a hole and put some, am I? I don't know yet. Maybe not, because there's a flap that got to go over that, so maybe I don't. All right, but I am going to go ahead and ink around the corners, and I am using black just because I like the look. Not always do I use black, but for this, with it being so grungy, I think the black kind of frames it well. And it kind of gives it a more finished look. Whereas when I tried the brown on this rose background like this, it just didn't frame it very well. So, okay. All right, so then comes the fun part of just kind of adding some of my own details to this. And again, this is going to be done with a permanent marker. Okay, I'm using black again. I kind of just like doing the circle, like you've seen other people do this. It's not. And then around I kind of frame around the words to kind of bring our attention into that. And then I go back with the Sharpie now, and I do some more of the lines that were in the background, but I just bring them to the forefront. Like so. Again, you can do the polka dot, or you can do a heart. In fact, I'll do a heart here. Okay. Yeah, so that's, you can do squiggly lines like that. Sin is an O's. right? And you just kind of fill in the space like that, okay? And determining whether or not I'm going to put a tag on the top, like a fabric tag on top. I don't know yet, because in the journal I have a flap, and I don't know if that's going to be too moss. See what I'm saying? Yeah, I think it would have been. I'm glad. And I'll add something else to cover this, but this will just fit in there like that. And since it fits like that, that's how I'm going to leave it. So there's one tag done. All right. All right, there's one. One and done. Way to go, girls. Okay, so next on to her. Isn't she sweet? Oh, I forgot. I forgot the best part. One thing that I like to do to these, because I'm doing the rose theme, is to bring that rose back to the forefront on my girls. So that means you get your paint back out. You get your little paintbrush. Like that. Okay, and then you do the same thing as you did on the background. I'm going to do her roses right here over this pin, whatever this pin is. Like it's a corsage that she's wearing, okay? So I did those 3 little rosettes like that. And I'm not going to pause this, so hold on just a second as I dry it. Then you take your marker again and you do the same exact thing as you did on the background. Kind of just make them roses like so. And then, of course, you do the greenery the same way. Give you a little bit of leaves going on in there. And you don't have to do the two-tone leaf on this if you don't want to. It's not really super visible, but I'm going to go ahead and do it because of the wonderful things he does. All right, so that's better. That's more like what I want. See, now she's got the little roses on her. Isn't she cute? Fun. Okay, so one and done. For real. And now her turn. Doesn't she look like a happy gal? She looks fun. She's going to be my friend. Which side do I want to put her on? Do I want a side? I guess I better figure out which quote. Oh, this one's good. See, what wisdom can you find that is greater than kindness? Isn't that a great quote? That one's going on here because I like it a lot. And you just cut those down. Like that. Okay. Throw that away. Set this to the side for a second. You glue our girl down. Get her in her permanent home. Okay. Oh, well, hello. Okay then. I think actually I'm going to do her this way because this is kind of a blank spot over here that she could help fill. Like that. And then this to come over here. Like that. Alright, you know the drill. Grunge. Because that's what we do in Willow World. We grunge. Grunge her up. You then figure out what you do with your corner rounder. There it is. And you do that. See, it just makes it look better, doesn't it? Even in the grunge world, I like rounded corners because it just gives it, you know, a finished look. Then again with the black ink around the edges, frame it all in. Pretty, pretty. Okay? Look at her. She's pretty. Then you take your marker again. And I think this time I'm just going to do this and this and this. You know, I think that's all I'm going to do to this one because you can see everything else in the background just fine. Except for I'm going to do some roses on her. Now, do I want them in her hair or down here on her shirt? I think down here. Okay, that's what I'm doing. That's my decision. That's what I'm going for. Get my paintbrush. Paint the brush. And you do some roses. She's a happy gal, so we're going to give her a whole bunch of roses. Okay. We want her to be lively with roses. Weighing her down with so many roses. Okay. Again, sorry, heat gun for a second. Then the black. You know the drill. And you make the roses. Like that. And then the leaves. And the outline of the leaf. Oh, she's sweet. I do think she needs a little bit more grunge on her face, though. Kind of blend her in just a little more. And then maybe I am going to add something down here because I'm just going to loosely write the word love. I just needed something to me. Okay? And there you go. There she is. What wisdom can you find that is greater than kindness? I don't know. All right. Next. Look at us just going right through these babies like nobody's business. All right. We're going to use her. But I think I'm going to turn her around as well. Like that. Let me find my quote that I'm going to use on her. I don't need a big one. Oh, I like that one. Mother Teresa quote. Mother Teresa. Oh, sorry. Rattled your world. Okay. Yeah, that one. I like that one. What can you do to promote world peace? Go home and love your family. Pfft. Oh, beautifully said, Mother Teresa. Beautifully said. All right, I need another glue stick. Hold on. Let me grab one. Don't worry, they're not far. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. There she is, ladies and gentlemen. As beautiful as a rose. As beautiful as a rose garden. No, I'll stop now. I promise. I'll stop. I promise. I'll stop singing. Okay. All right. Let's add her to the background a little bit. Grunging it up. You like that? My sound effects. I am just here to entertain, you know? Here all week. Don't forget to tip your waitress. All right. And then the black marker. And I am going to highlight her pretty little smile. Do some of this and some of this and some of this. Some of this. Do some X's and O's. Like that. Do some doot over here. And let's add some roses to her. And again, I think I'm going to have to do her shirt. Because there's a lot going on up here and I need something else down here. Right? Oh, you know what I forgot to do? You didn't tell me. Round those corners. Round them. Uniform this thing. And then the black ink. That's going to help determine what's missing. Yeah. Well, anyway, I hope you guys, I don't know that, I just, you know, I feel like when I do these videos, these tutorial videos like this, that, you know, again, there's nothing new under the sun, and there's so many amazing artists, junk journal artists on YouTube that I follow and I've learned and gleaned from, that half the time when I do these, I'm like, you know, I'm not doing anything new. This isn't anything that I haven't seen somebody else do, and I've learned from them. So I just hope you guys are learning something, you know, if maybe I do something a little different than somebody else. I don't know. Okay, what else do I need? The roses. Okay. Okay. Because she's got roses and roses. Yeah, I like that. Okay, sorry for a minute. That one was extra sloppy. Pick up some of that extra wet ink with this napkin. Oh, stuck. Used it. We're stuck. Okay. It's okay. It's all right. And make little roses. Like so. Give me a couple of these. Just to add a little something, right? Okay. There she is in all her beauty. And that's it today, ladies and gentlemen, what we're doing today. I'm going to go on and make some more off camera, but for you, this is what we have done. These three right here, you guys were great to hang out with. I hope you guys are having a very blessed day. I hope your day continues to be blessed. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I hope there was something that you gleaned from this that you can take and grow with in your own creativity. Again, thank you guys so much for watching and being a part. I know today wasn't Wednesday with Willow, so we're calling this whatever day it is with Willow. Because I can't get together on Wednesdays. I don't know what I was thinking. So it's whatever day it is with Willow. It's Thursday today, so happy Thursday, guys. Love you. God bless you. Bye.